Welcome back to another episode of Dolphins HQ right here in the Baptist Health Studios. And to kick off today's show, we're going to get back into the tape because the Dolphins defense is so much fun to watch. We broke down the sim pressures on an earlier episode. Today we're going to get into coverage disguise and how this whole thing works under Anthony Weaver. And quick disclaimer, he's a lot smarter than I am. He knows exactly what's going on out here. This is my interpretation of how these coverages deploy after the fact because there's lots of rotation and all kinds of chaos that happens here in the Dolphins back seven. So we broke down the sim pressures on an earlier episode. Here we're going to show you how the Dolphins create chaos for quarterbacks with their coverage structures. This play right here, Jason Marshall Jr. in man coverage at the top of the screen is the first part I want you to look at on this play. In phase, in coverage, comes back on the stem on the comeback right here and takes away this throw from Marcus Mariota, who has to get to his second read and goes underneath to Zach Ertz, which is picked off by Jack Jones. I want to show you how they rotate after or before the snap and after the snap right here. Deebo Samuel takes an orbit motion around the formation right here. Jack Jones is not going to travel with him. And you're going to watch Minkah Fitzpatrick communicate right here with Jack Jones saying, hey, the coverage responsibility has changed. Who do you got now? I'm going to sneak inside right here on the running back, and you're going to pick up this tight end right here. And this safety is going to come down and fill on Deebo Samuel as they kind of rotate in this potential two high structure that winds up being a rotate down, rotate back into the single high post. It's all kinds of complexities here, and Jack Jones knows from this feel, from this route, that Ertz wants to break this route back inside because he has the outside leverage right here. Mariota's a little bit late on the throw, and that allows Jack Jones to undercut it here for the big pick. So some disguise there creates a big takeaway for Miami to secure a big victory in Madrid over the Washington Commanders. Here, we're going to jump back to a win over the Atlanta Falcons in Atlanta, and Kirk Cousins right here taking a deep shot down the middle of the field with Dante Trader in great position here in coverage after a rotation post snap. So there's all kinds of complexities in this particular coverage. So right here, you think Trader might have the running back in man coverage. He might maybe drop into a hook zone. Maybe we get a blitz off the corner. He goes into the cloud position right here, but no, he's going to rotate into the deep post. And down here, it looks like Ife Melifonwu might rotate into the post and play a single high look, but they're going to invert him down here, and this defender is going to get depth. Rasul Douglas, and he's going to be inverted in this cover two principle. And Dante Trader does an awesome job right here with the cornerback at the top of the screen playing outside leverage. He wants to funnel everything back inside because he knows he has that help from Trader dropping back. So get your outside release, force the release inside. Trader gets vertical and takes away this deep shot. It's all kinds of chaos rotating in deep coverage structures. The middle of the field changes as well. Anthony Weaver has a deep menu of defensive calls he can get to, and we saw it in that big victory. This one's a little more simple for a pressure and sack on Justin Herbert back in week 6 against the Los Angeles Chargers. Not really complex in terms of the post-snap changes, but you will see it's a kind of a man principle look. Single high safety. We got a man across the board right here in coverage, and we're going to rotate into a two high look right here and play two man underneath. There's all kinds of variations here with zone principles, and actually this might even be quarters. I'm not even sure, quite frankly, because it's so complex in terms of how they rotate. You get a deep drop here and a deep drop here. That could be quarters in this defense, but that's the whole idea. It confuses me. It confuses opposing quarterbacks sometimes with how you get to all these different coverage structures here for the Miami Dolphins defense under Anthony Weaver. Let's go ahead and finish up here with a play from last year against the New England Patriots, and you're going to see another heavy rotation post snap right here as this slot defender is going to get back and invert with this safety who comes down and takes away the possible crossing route from the trip side of the formation. You want to rob that area of the field and take away those hot throws from the quarterback. You get an immediate win from Chop Robinson off the edge, and it creates a sack because of your post-snap rotation, confusing the quarterback, taking him off his first read, and you heat the quarterback up with pressure. There he is kind of stepping into front of those routes and taking away both of those. So the Dolphins defense is vast in its presentations, it's vast in its post-snap rotation, all kinds of different structures in the back end, and then get to all of it now with a very smart defense and a good play caller in Anthony Weaver. This week's unsung hero, presented by Microsoft Copilot, Little Oos, Jonas Savait-Yinaya. Well, not so little, but the younger Oos on the football team, we'll go with that. The Dolphins' second-round pick this past April continues to grow his game. He looks more comfortable each week. It all starts with the feet, and Jonah is playing connected in his pass pro while unfurling his natural violence in the running game. Miami's diverse run scheme helped pave the way for Devon Achane, Ollie Gordon, and Jalen Wright to roll up better than 5.5 yards per carry on 30 rushing attempts in Madrid. That scheme diversity and the ability to operate across different styles is a big reason why the Fins targeted Big Jonah in the second round. We are joined today by Dolphins left tackle Patrick Paul. And Pat, I am so excited to talk to you today about this game, but mostly your experience out in Madrid. Let's go ahead and start with that. You have had a chance this week to kind of get out and see the city a little bit. What has been your just general take on the country of Spain, the city of Madrid, and being abroad for a week?
Yeah, first observation when getting here, the place is gorgeous. I mean, it's absolutely beautiful. And then when you're walking around, there's like so much historic, buildings, and you just have to take it all in. I mean, the city's beautiful. The people are nice. I saw a 150-foot Christmas tree. That thing was amazing, lit up. So it's been good. It's been real good.
I know you went and saw the automotive museum in Detroit with Tua and Brew. Anything similar to that you're getting involved in this week, or just kind of keeping it low key?
Kind of keeping it low key because this one's more business. But from what we have around like our hotel and stuff, I'll see as much as I can. Maybe if I have some more time, I'll go see some more places with my family. But as right now, I mean, the city's beautiful, so that's kind of enough for me. But yeah.
All right, so you mentioned your family. I know your brother plays for the Commanders, and you guys have had some time to hang out this week.
Yes, we have. Yes, we have. The first day when we got here, me and him, as soon as he landed, I was like, okay, yes, sir. So we linked up and then we went on the whole tour. So that was who I was seeing the city with, honestly.
So a little birdie told me that there was several Pauls heading into the city for the game. Is that true? How many Pauls are we expecting to descend upon the Bernabeu on Sunday?
The whole Paul family will be there. So my two brothers and then my mom and dad have a whole bunch of cousins coming in from all sorts of places. You got some coming from Japan, Nigeria, Dallas. So yeah, we have a whole bunch of family coming in. It's gonna be good.
Speaking of playing against your brother here, first time you guys are going to match up, and you're doing it in historic Santiago Bernabeu, at Madrid, the first ever game in Spain. Just tell us about how special that all is. I know you're kind of an introspective guy. I'm sure you've had time to reflect upon that. Tell us about how special all of this is for you.
Honestly, it's like a once in a lifetime thing. To be able to play my brother in itself is just amazing and it's a blessing. But to be doing it in Spain, and as you said, in such a historic place, you can't write it better up. You can't write something better up than that. So it's been great.
You guys are kind of touring the La Liga, powerhouses right now of the Spanish, Premier Soccer League. And I know you guys have been working out at the Atletico Madrid facilities. Tell us about that place and how is it different compared to American sports facilities? You have one of the best in the world here in Miami Gardens. What are you looking at there at Atletico Madrid?
I mean, Atletico Madrid is beautiful. It's different to Miami in a lot of ways, like the sizes of things, but it's amazing. I mean, they did a great job here. I'm currently looking around. It's great. I mean, it's great. The field is a little different compared to like football, but that's about it. As far as that, it's great.
They keep that pitch tight, right? It's really short grass and maybe a little bit of.
Yeah, it's different. It's different, but it makes sense for soccer and that football. Yeah.
One of my favorite things about these games is exposure to new media, right? Like I remember there was a UK reporter who asked McDaniel about something about the offensive scheme, and he was like, "Oh, you watch our tape. Have you had any unique media experiences? What's that whole process been like for you?"
It's been good. Yesterday, someone did ask me about the offensive scheme and how it was as an offensive lineman, and I was like, "What you know about that? Like, what do you know about that?" So it definitely threw me off, and I was like, okay, yeah, he's well versed. So yeah, I mean, it's definitely interesting, being all the way across here in Europe and people knowing about that. So I mean, it's great.
Okay, Pat, I had one football question for you, and you just kind of led me into it. So I'm going to go to that. We'll come back to the Madrid stuff here real quick. I think my favorite play that we run is the CT counter, and I'm curious how giddy you and Brew must get when Tua comes to the huddle and calls it out, and you're going to get a chance to lead up Achane in one of those gaps and go hit somebody in space. How pumped are you when you hear CT counter?
Oh my goodness, I love to play. Anytime I get to get out in space, and especially with Brew,
Yep.
I mean, it's lights out. So I mean, and the play's been very successful for us, so I really enjoy it. Anything where I can get out in space and show my athleticism, I'll do it. So yeah, it's been great.
Back to a quick question here. So whether it's trying to learn the language, trying some new food, tourist spots, take us home. Got about a minute left here. Take us home on the general experience in Madrid. What's been your favorite part about the whole trip so far?
Favorite part, honestly, is I like historic buildings. Like that's my kind of thing. Just looking at the architectural like design of them. I like stuff like that. So honestly, just sightseeing those buildings and seeing how they were made, even them being made such a long time ago, they're timeless. So stuff like that catches my eye. The food is great, amazing. The chips, they're not the same color as the ones in the US. That's also different. I had some ham flavored chips that were really good. But I love Madrid. The people are amazing. The weather's great here. It's not humid. It's different.
Yeah, man. Sounds like you're getting fully immersed in the Spanish experience over there. What sounds like a great time, and we're jealous. Hopefully you guys can enjoy the rest of the weekend and get a big dub on Sunday, man. Congrats on all your success so far, and best of luck Sunday, and travel home safely. Welcome back in. Today we are joined by a very special guest. He is the head groundskeeper over across the street at Hard Rock Stadium. Every time you see that beautiful playing surface, he is the man responsible for putting that all together for us. Tom Wilson. Tom, thank you for joining us today.
Thank you very much.
We're very happy to have you in studio here, and we intro you with your job, but the real reason we have you on here today is you are the 2025 Miami Dolphins Salute to Service nominee, and I wanted to start with that because obviously it's such an honor to have you here with us, and we honor our troops and our veterans at this time of year.
One, thank you, and it's honestly just a really huge honor to be selected. With all the years that I have been here and things of that nature, and to be recognized is it's pretty cool.
And I want to go back again to your time in the Marine Corps because, I mean, this is such a cool honor to get in the NFL, the Salute to Service honor nominee here. Do you have a memory from your time serving that stands out above the rest?
There's so many, and honestly, at this moment, I look back and there's just a lot. Each place I've gone, got to see cool things like seeing the sunrise in Japan, and I was in North Carolina, my last duty station in Cherry Point, the beaches, and just good stuff. Just a lot of, nothing that I could pretty much say amazingly, but it was just all cumulatively a lot of it.
That's a good way to put it. Cumulatively, your career.
Great friends that I still talk to. Some of them are now retired because they went on and stayed in the military. So yeah, it's pretty interesting. It's almost kind of reflecting on another life ago.
Yeah, right. The Marine Corps and then now the grounds crew, Tom Wilson.
Yeah.
Two separate lives in some ways. I want to ask you about the South Florida sod farm because we got some run on that in the Hard Knocks when they were here in 2023. And so, can you kind of give us a high level understanding of what exactly the turf management process that we have here and what makes us unique with that South Florida sod farm?
So, being able to have our own farm has given myself the opportunity to grow the grass in a way that's going to be better for our environment. You'd see a patch of grass growing out somewhere in a farm in the dirt. We cut it as thin as we can get it to hold together, and then we bring it over to another spot where we lay 15-foot wide pieces of plastic by the length of a field and a half, and it's at a 1% slope. We lay down some netting, and we put the grass right over the top. And what we do from there is it's about a field and a half wide. So if you were looking at the stadium field, it would be basically as wide as the field plus a half and half as long. And there's 20 of those.
Wow.
Now, we're not growing grass actively in every single one of those. They're in different stages because of the time it takes to grow the grass. The timing of it, looking at it, and in a sense, like living it. And so what we do, and like I say, where I come in and I'm looking at it. Sunday, I was at the farm looking at the grass. I went up there, and looked at, that's what we do. I know the next field that's coming in, and we'll be putting a field in this week coming up for the Saints game. But that will be in there. Unfortunately, because of this time of year, being in the winter, we get less sun with the shade canopy on there. So this time of year, we typically get about 3.5 weeks out of a field. And so we'll do that one for that one game, and then we'll get ready to go into later in the season for the Bengals.
I wanted to finish with this, Tom, because you've been so gracious with your time talking about your time in the service as well as a groundskeeper. So I don't know if you knew this, but I was once the head of grounds somewhere at 9049 Deschutes Drive in Kennewick, Washington. And I was a head of grounds on my backyard football league.
I remember, yeah.
And that is what I had in my backyard, my parents' house. We would spend all day painting that stuff, nowhere near as detailed as what you just talked about, but that was a winter field. That was my wiffle ball field. I was a big Reds fan because they just traded Griffey to the Reds.
Yep.
I was a Mariners guy growing up. That's a freehand Dolphin logo, by the way. I did my best there.
That's some good distance, too. I like that.
Yeah, 15-yard field, 2-on-2 football. We had a lot of fun in that backyard as kids.
That is incredible. Honestly, that's more than I've done where I've painted a logo or something in front of someone's yard for them or something like that. But yeah, that's pretty impressive.
Tom Wilson, our
Thank you.
2025 Salute to Service nominee. Again, thank you for your time today, Tom. We appreciate you.
Thank you.
That will do it here for this episode of Dolphins HQ from the Baptist Health Studios. Don't forget to check out the Drive Time podcast, hosted by yours truly, available 5 days per week wherever you get your podcast. Subscribe to the Dolphins YouTube channel for episodes of Mic'd Up, Coach McDaniel breakdowns, media availabilities, and so much more. Enjoy an exciting week in the NFL, and we'll see you soon.